Hi vinyl community, George Allen here. So this is my second shot at making a video. I think I had one viewer so far in my first one, so I'm really making it the big time, huh? Anyhow, I think I'm going to start at the beginning. Being born in the early 50s, growing up, I was in the age where, guess who was big? The Beatles. So, this is what I was listening to. The Beatles. Of course, this isn't the record I had back then, obviously, because this is a EMI Parlophone. I got this a lot later because this has 14 tracks on it. The ones that we listened to that were done by Capitol here in America only had 11 tracks. But anyhow, just to give you an idea of where I was at when I started. Of course, the Beatles, and big into the Rolling Stones. And so, in fact, as I mentioned previously in my first video, or any that may have watched it, I learned to play drums. So, as I was learning to play drums, a friend of mine down the street played bass, and he said that he knew somebody in his high school. We went to different high schools, actually middle school at that time. I think we were, well, just getting ready to go into high school or something. He said that a fella that he went to school with played guitar. So we were going to get together and jam one weekend. So this fella that played guitar, he mentioned to us, he says, hey, he said, if you want to hear some really interesting music, especially guitars and drums, he says, you ought to get a record by the Mothers of Invention. Now this is in '67. Mothers of Invention, and I thought, you know, I've seen that record at the store. I said, but you know, I didn't buy it. So during the week, my friend who played bass, he went and bought the record. So the following weekend we get together again, and he says to me, he says, you know, I bought that record, and he says, here, you can have it. I says, I can have it. He says, yeah, it's terrible. So he gives it to me. This is the record, and still have it. So I took it home, played it, and I thought, boy, this is pretty interesting. I could see why probably he didn't like it, may have not suited his style, but you know, it really did something to me listening to it. Really opened my mind and eyes to different types of music. And come to find out is the more I listened to it, especially the invocation and ritual dance of the Young Pumpkin, the long jam on it, that's a combination of classical and jazz and rock. So from that point on, I became a lifelong Frank Zappa fan. And that really opened my mind and my ears to all different types of music, and especially jazz. And so that was something, you know, at that time. And you know, it's funny how things like that in life can set you into different motions. And that's the type of things that I really was hoping to talk about in these videos. And I also mentioned the last time that I was going to give a shout out to different people, because as I've been watching many of these videos, as I mentioned, there are some that you know, suited me and I like following them, others that don't. Some I see parallels to my interest in music, some that don't. And that's why I thought I'd do that. I forgot to mention one who's in the audiophile type that I liked a lot, and that's John Darko. I like his videos a lot. I forgot to mention him. Also in the music area, this Rick Beato, or Beto, I don't know how he pronounces his name. He's got some very interesting videos. And but as far as the VC community, for a long time I've been following Richard Riley. He's really turned me on to some great music, especially female vocalists. You know, Richard Riley really isn't a female vocalist. Ron Baudry, Ken, the jazz vinyl audiophile. He has had some great stuff. Also, Mazzy. I mean, who doesn't love Mazzy? Vinyl Richie, the Omaha Introvert. Been following her wherever she moves around the country. Dylan at Noble Records. I remember when he was just posting stuff about buying giant record collections. Now he has a store. Of course, Melinda Murphy, such a sweetheart. Steve Carlson, Jonathan at Cheap and Cheerful Records. The Vinyl Guru, her and her wonderful hats, you know. Even Elliot Carter at the Classical Nerd. I love classical music too, besides all this other stuff, the jazz, the rock, and different things. I find some of his to be very interesting too. So, and Chris Propoff, he's the first one to watch my video that I posted, and I appreciate that. But there's many others too, probably, and I'll as I come along and find them, you know, I'll make mention of them. And I'm going to talk about other things besides how I got into other types of music and concerts I went to and how the music relates to it. And I think some of them, although I may not be the best on delivery and not as smooth as some other people, and you know, it's hard to beat the women. You know, the women really do a wonderful job. 8 Vinyl Low and Rachel Records, and some of them are they're really cute. So I mean, but I'll do the best I can and show in some further videos how some of the music evolved even from some concerts, and how different bands evolved from what they were to what they are now and everything. So see how my music history ties into my record collecting and everything. So have a great day, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next run. Bye.